Good afternoon. Today we're going to talk a little bit about rewiring parts of the control box. Now this is a standard control box for the light industrial tables. The heavy industrial tables have a slightly different configuration. We can go over that in another video. Today we're going to be talking about putting all of the y-axis components, so the y-axis and the a-axis, onto one side of the system, onto one power supply. And this removes one of the problems that seems to be present on these systems. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to grab a little pen here. Perfect. Okay. And we're going to go with some red here. All right. So the a-axis is right here. This driver right here is the a-axis driver. And this is your y-axis driver right here. So we want to make sure that this driver, we're actually going to take the components of this driver here and move it over to here, and take the components from here and switch it over to here. Now, because of the way that this is built, this isn't necessarily going to be an easy thing to do. So let's go ahead and start off with two sides of the driver. So each driver has two components. It has a control side and it has an output side. And the output side comes out to one of these points over here, any one of these points here. So we're going to want to make sure that we have things sent to the right output. So if it's going to the A port, it's going to the A driver. And we want to make sure that that all works. So to start off with, what you're going to do is you're going to remove this cable here, and these green pieces just pull out. Don't worry about unscrewing the wires. Just pull out the green individual pieces and pull out this wire right here. These two here. We're essentially taking the two control sides out, and want to take this control wire and put it into the spot where we pulled this one from, and vice versa. We're going to take this one and put this in this spot right here. What we've effectively done is taken the X and A control wires and swap the ports that they're swap the drivers that they're going into. That's step one. All right, so once we have those two switched, we can go on to step two. Step two is just a matter of taking the output wire here. Now we're not going to switch the output wire because of the way this is all wired up. Trying to switch the output wire is going to be more tedious work than necessary. We have a simple fix to this. What we're going to do is, because we know that since this was previously the x-axis cable driver, these output wires go to the x-axis port right here. And since we know that this was the A-axis driver, it went to the output port right here. Now, these have two little jack screws here on each DB9 end. And what we're just going to do is unscrew those jack screws there and swap their location. So place this one down here and place this one over here, and then screw them back in. In doing so, we have now switched the A and X drivers to their separate drivers on the same power supply. So we have the Y and A on a power supply and the Z and X on a power supply, and that's all it takes. Not as complicated as it would seem, but as long as you get that and don't mix any of that up, you should be good to go, and that isolates the Y-axis motion. So take that and we will go from there.